Hi, I'm Shane here with Prepper Talk Radio. We are at the Be Prepared Expo in Sandy, Utah at the, what is this place called now? The Mountain America Expo Center. It has changed since we were here last for PrepperCon. And I'm here with Bob Maughan of Portawell. Hello, Bob. How you doing?
Good. It's good to be here.
It's nice to meet you. Wandering around here and seeing all the exhibits. This is kind of our environment we like to be in. We like meeting people. We like seeing all the cool stuff and the cool gear. And I had seen this before. I forget where, maybe another expo, and the wheels start to move. The gears start to move in my head. Like, okay, how does this work and why? My big question is always why. One thing we teach on Prepper Talk Radio is the survival rules of 3. So shelter, 3 minutes without shelter, 3 days without water, or 3 weeks without food. So obviously water is extremely important. So I saw your little device here and the wheels start turning. I'm like, I need to learn more about that. So Bob, if you could for a minute, go ahead and tell us a little bit about what this is and why you created this Portawell device.
Okay, hey, thanks. We developed this process or this device about 4 years ago, and we did it after an exhaustive search of realizing exactly what you said, how important water is. In fact, we've recently moved, or 5 years ago, we moved from Idaho, where there's lots of water, and we had a solution. And when we moved to southern Utah, St. George particular,
the second driest state in the nation.
Second driest state in the nation. My wife always asked the question, what are we going to do about water? And
especially in St. George.
Especially in St. George. And we thought about storage, okay? And I quickly came to the conclusion is that you cannot store enough water for a credible emergency.
Yeah.
And so I looked at the various systems out there, that will allow you to clean or filter water from secondary sources. And I just didn't find what I wanted, and so we subsequently developed the Portawell. We picked the name Portawell, meaning portable well, meaning that it's a portable supply of water. So in other words, as long as you have secondary water, this runs off a battery that can be solar recharged. So as long as you have sunshine and secondary water, you're able to create drinking water.
Yeah, like you were saying, you can only store so much water. What is your recommendation for how much water one should store for your family?
Okay. What we do is we have about 55 gallons stored. Okay, that would handle us for a three day to 2 week emergency. Okay, and then if the emergency lasts longer than that, it's serious. Okay, it's serious. And then what we do is we actually have a swimming pool.
Okay.
And this particular system, we have a setup of filters that will, remove any bacteria, any cysts or protozoa like Giardia or Cryptosporidium, and it would remove the chlorine.
So you have a chlorine pool.
Right.
So you already have a secondary source.
We already have a secondary
Whereas like
source.
myself, I don't have a swimming pool, but I do already have my other plans that I've made that I shared with you about a local river and getting water from there.
That's right.
And I take this very seriously. So I have a lot of different water filters for my family. Principally gravity filters, which are very slow, but they're effective, right? And what I found very interesting about this, let's, I guess, take a look at it real quick. Let's bring it into the camera view here, is that first thing I noticed is that these are pretty industry standard. I've seen these before, like on RO systems or other water purification systems, and I'm like, I can probably get these most anywhere.
Right.
Is that right?
And in fact, we did that on purpose. Rather than designing a system and tie them into a proprietary filter that they can only buy from us, these are universally available filters. Not only that, there are different types of filters. We sell this with 3 filters: a sediment filter, a ceramic filter for removal of biologics, and a activated carbon filter. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
But some people may have, for instance, water that has heavy metals in it, or they may worry about radionuclides, or they may worry about a particular chemical contamination. And the neat thing about using a standard filter housing is that there are these specialty filters
that you can just swap in as you need.
You can swap in as you need. That's correct.
And it's pretty awesome. And the things that stood out to me is this is a industry standard pump. So if this ever failed, I could probably replace this, even with something simple like an RV pump or something like that.
And by the way, this is a very, very robust pump. It's a diaphragm pump. You can pump it dry. It uses 12 volts. And it uses only 3 amps at 12 volts. That's less than 35 or 36 watts.
So you could power this with pretty much any battery, or
any battery, right?
Like a Goal Zero Yeti type battery pack
correct.
or such.
That's correct. Yes.
So yeah, I would think that you would one who would want to provide the entire package, like the whole generator, the pump, the battery, everything with this. But you've kind of left it up to me to say I'm going to use this in this way or in that way.
That's true.
Whereas it's a very flexible system. So I guess it takes a little bit of understanding, a little bit of training to know exactly how to use this. You've got your power comes in here, and I know you showed me the battery cables. That plugs into there, so you can hook it up to a battery. But these are also standard connectors. You tell me that.
That's true.
I know I have a solar panel that will plug directly into there.
That's true.
So I just think the design is very simple. It's great, in, out. And of course, you can go to myportawell.com to check this out in more in detail. But I think it's ingenious, and I'm going to pick one up before I leave today.
Right. I might mention that we also, to make it convenient for people, we do offer the additional accessories, filters, different cords, batteries, that sort of thing. So a person, it can be one-stop shop if a person is so inclined. But you don't have to.
Okay. Like for myself,
I already
have this
That's
solution.
Right.
I've already got other things figured out.
True.
And then all I need is the filter, the portable system with the pump.
That's true.
This is really ideal for what I think
That's
I
true.
need. So I think that's fantastic.
One of the benefits of the pump system is that rather than a few gallons per hour, this will actually pump through and filter 40 to 60 gallons per hour.
What's your estimated lifespan on the filters?
The lifespan on the filters, obviously, it depends upon
the quality of the water.
The quality of the water. The sediment filter is a disposable; they're inexpensive. They would, depending upon the water quality, they would last, a few hundred gallons.
Okay, right.
The ceramic filter. The interesting thing about that one is that
it is
cleanable.
Yeah.
It's cleanable. That's right.
Yeah. So most ceramics are cleanable.
That's true.
And it's basically you just take
a Scotch pad.
A Scotch pad, like a sponge, like the rough side of a sponge.
That's right.
And scrub that off.
That's right.
And then,
and
about
it renews.
how many times do you think you could clean that?
In the 3-digit hundreds.
Okay.
Hundreds of times. Because
Fantastic.
you're just taking the surface off when you're cleaning.
Right. And then with the carbon filter is really to improve taste.
Improve taste,
to deal with
remove
chemicals.
chlorine, but also herbicides and pesticides.
Okay.
For instance, if you're taking water from a retention pond, runoff pond from a neighborhood,
it's going to collect a lot of
that's right.
the pesticide to put on the grass.
That's true.
Right.
That's
and so
true.
forth.
We sell it we provide 3 filters with it. There's only 2 stages. There may be a situation, for instance, that the person wants to filter it with 2 filters first, and then put it in a bucket and then refilter.
Okay.
However, we do offer now 2 additional stages that you can put in series with this, so you could filter it with up to 4 stages.
Oh wow! Okay.
At a single time.
Fantastic. Really depending on your quality of water.
That's true.
Depending on where you live, where I live, water's pretty good. It is pretty good, but this being portable, I can take it anywhere and deal with that kind of water. So
that's true.
Well, this is really cool, and like I had mentioned, I had looked at this. I really didn't dive in, but I'm glad you came by because now I'm going to get one of these and add it to my my preps.
Collection.
My collection, yes, that would be appropriate to call it a collection. But as I say, 1 is none, 2 is 1, and there's nothing more important outside of shelter than having a water source, especially for the family. I've got 5 kids.
That's right.
I've got a son-in-law. I've got a grandson, daughter on the way. Don't know yet. And I feel it's my responsibility to take care of them.
That's
I mean,
right.
I'm the dad, I'm the grandpa, right?
That's
So
right.
this is my responsibility,
Yeah.
and I take it very seriously. So
We will store dried food
yeah,
for
Good point.
3 to 6 months,
yeah,
okay? And we have 2 weeks worth of water.
yeah.
And that's a concern.
Yeah, if you look at what FEMA and other organizations recommend for storing water, it's only a week or 2. That's what they recommend.
Yeah.
For me, we recommend at Prepper Talk Radio, we talk about at least 1 gallon per person per day. Really, preferably 3 gallons per person per day is a better way to go. That is hard to store, and so you got to come up with a plan how to get more. And it depends on your area, where your next
That's
water
true.
source is.
That's true.
So we can't tell you how to do that. That's something you got to figure out on your own. But we can help you figure out how to make that water drinkable. Because the worst thing would be to be sick in an emergency and not be able to help others. I mean, if I were sick, what would my family do without me? They would have to learn how to do a lot of things, honestly,
That's
Which
right.
might not be a bad thing, but I don't want to be sick and down and out when I need to take care of my family at any
right.
particular time. So,
And in a time of emergency, the water is the first thing to become contaminated.
correct, absolutely. And this will handle viruses as well, right? The ceramic filter?
It's a 0.5 micron absolute. Okay.
Okay.
If you're concerned about that, we recommended that you would chlorinate it.
Okay,
as
add
well.
a little bit of chlorine to it.
A
Okay.
little bit of chlorine.
And so there is
That's
a
right.
difference between filtration and purification.
That's
They're
true.
2 different
That's
methods.
true. That's true.
And here in Utah, we don't have to worry really about viruses
That's
in
true.
general. So
That's true.
this will work perfectly for
That's
this
true.
environment. If you're going to South America, Central America, you're going to want
Africa.
Africa. You're going to want to you're going to worry about viruses in
That's
your
true.
water.
That's true.
But for the most part, here in North America, we're good with just filtering out bacteria
Yeah.
in particular. So.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
thanks, Bob. It was great
Thank
to
you.
meet you. I
Good
appreciate
talking
your
to you.
time.
Good.
And hope to connect with you again for another interview, maybe on when we do our regular radio show.
Good. I'd love to do
And
that.
talk more about the why and not just
Good.
make this commercial. But
Good.